Hi, my name's David, and I'm one of the educators at the Outdoor Education Centers here in the OCDSB. Last year, with the shift with COVID-19, all of our programming went virtual, and it looks like this year we're going to be starting off that way again. Throughout the last year, we've had many inquiries from teachers as to how they can take advantage of the green space near their schools. This video will help to introduce you to some of the basic concepts that we recommend you starting with if you want to get your students out for outdoor learning. But we're going to make some suggestions that you can use out in your schoolyard or in any nearby green spaces. Keep in mind that right now the board has limited the availability and access to trips, to field trips. We can't go out on a bus yet, at least at the time of this video. We find that outdoor learning is easy to adapt to almost anything that you would otherwise do in the classroom. My favorite approach to planning for the year of outdoor learning is to connect it with the changing of the seasons, the things that are happening in our natural world all around us. And there's a term for that. The study of the change in the plants and animals around us is called phenology. So I would encourage you to really immerse yourself in that and allow time to immerse your students and help to really foster those connections with the natural world. And you'll find that so many curriculum connections will emerge from this too. If you join me and the staff from the OCDSB, we'll share with you some tips for getting started this year and keeping that outdoor learning going throughout the year in all seasons to really benefit you as a teacher and your students.
One of the first steps in incorporating more outdoor learning is to find a place in your schoolyard or within walking distance of your school that you can easily access on a regular basis with your students, so that they can start to develop that personal relationship with that space. In order to find a place that's appropriate, you want it to be safe, accessible, and someplace that will be engaging for your students. So I recommend that you find a few places and that you visit them and explore them up close before visiting them with your class.
Once you've identified the space that you're going to use repeatedly, then the second thing is to really let your natural curiosity guide you. Sometimes it's hard for us to let go. We want to control everything, but you have to trust that your own interest in what happens in the natural world and that of your students will really help to keep the process going. So when you get out into your natural area, you want to give them some language, a common language that you can use throughout the year. You want to start right at the beginning of the year. And I highly recommend using I notice, I wonder, and it reminds me of. Those 3 sentence starters or prompts practiced repeatedly can help your students develop this language of inquiry and scientific investigation that I think you'll find will become pervasive, and they'll just use it naturally without practice and help from you. And that comes from an organization called the Beatles Project.
Once students have begun practicing their observation skills using the prompts I notice, I wonder, it reminds me of, it can be helpful to use something to document or record those findings. One tool that we like to use is a nature journal. A nature journal can be used by students to record words, such as filling in the prompts, I notice, I wonder, it reminds me of, and it can also be used to record pictures to provide further details of what they have been discovering. They can be a meaningful tool when referring to numeracy as well. For example, their nature journals can be used for data collection or creating graphs or recording measurement. Nature journals are also useful for teachers as they make the students' learning visible, and teachers can then use the journals in their documentation or assessment of student learning.
If you're looking for resources to help support your outdoor learning journey, the OCDSB Outdoor Education Centers created a YouTube series that follows the changes in the natural world. We intend to continue to create videos and post a new video every 2 weeks. Each of these videos will include outdoor challenges for your students, as well as resources that you can find in the description of the video. Those will give you a good starting place for developing some outdoor learning routines with your students and helping to connect that outdoor learning to your curriculum.
As Duane explained, you can access the videos to help support you in the classroom as you're working with the students in these outdoor learning lessons. And our first lesson of this year, of 2021-2022, should be available now. It will take you through an activity called Adopting a Tree, and it makes use of the Nature Journal resource. So you can start to use the language that we've talked about. You'll spend time in your space, you'll give them some tools, and you'll start the process. And it's something that you can go back repeatedly to throughout the year. So have fun out there. Contact us if you need any support. Let us know what you think of the videos and even ideas for future videos that can help guide us. And let's have fun exploring the outdoors together. Thank you.